Hi, we're Kristen and Jeff, and we've been fixing up our 40-year-old Hallberg Rassy sailboat for the last 5 years. We sold everything we owned on land for a life on the water. Today's episode is about, you guessed it, boats and holes. How we make them and how we fill them, from below the waterline with our true design through hulls all the way to the top with our V2 deck vent. We are finding all sorts that need fixing. By the time we're real hot and bothered, we head to the beach for some downtime, so come along and let's get started. Good morning. We are going to be fixing a hole in the deck where a deck vent goes in. We are replacing the deck vents, and the one that we got is a little bit smaller in diameter than the one that was up there originally. So in order to make it fit snug down into the deck, we have to make a new full-on core piece. We're going to make out of foam core, of course, and a bunch of layers of glass. Half of this is going to be on the top and the other half on the underside. And then we're going to place it in the deck and then drill out a new hole that will fit the diameter of the new deck vent perfectly. That's the plan for this morning. We couldn't really figure out any other way to do this project. I know a lot of people have just bought those cheap dryer vent inserts from Amazon, and they put it down in there and then put some sealant and stuff in there, but Jeff didn't like that idea too much, even though the diameter online says it would fit and people online said that it should fit. We didn't want to order it, spend the money on it, it's cheap, but still wait for it to get here, pay for the shipping, and then have it not work. So we have the materials and we're just gonna do the job much more proper. We have scraps of fiberglass already, so it's not really having to buy anything extra. And now we sit and wait for the epoxy to cure. Just kidding, we're gonna do the top layer now too. And then we'll watch it dry. It looks like a Dutch stroopwafel.
Okay, so make sure that
Comment down below if you've eaten one of those cookies, a stroopwafel. And if it looks like it. It looks delicious.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, girl.
Yeah, boy. Looks good.
Should be fine. It's just a plug.
Yep. And now we watch the resin cure.
It's curing.
It's curing.
I can see it.
Good analysis, Jeff.
It's curing. Okay, welcome to our workbench table area. So the electrical panel is up there for reference behind the nav seat, and these two hoses coming in here are running from the drains on the port side. You can see this fitting here. The only fitting I think left on our boat connected to through hulls, which are by the way all composite true design, just smooth as butter. Love these things, but you can see it's failing. I think this fitting was replaced at the time that the old owner put all these in, but then I found this green shit show. So what I need to do is change this up. True Design doesn't make a fitting like this. I mean, unless you consider this, that. However, as you can see, that would push my hoses back, and you can see going off to the left here, I would never make that turn, or I'd be going uphill. So what I'm gonna try to do here, and it's not ideal, but I think it will work just fine, is I'm gonna put this guy back here, and then run this upper one here up there, and then put this guy, and try and tilt it so that it works and it's happy, facing slightly toward back, or I should say not toward back, well back and outside, basically that way, and try and make that turn. I think I can do it. It's not ideal because that means all the water coming this way, of course, has to go to here and then down, but I think, you know, having experienced how this thing drains and the fact that it's already going to reduced, and there's quite a bit of height here going up, it will develop enough back pressure to ram through here no problem, and should be fine. But I have to physically fit it, so next up we're going to take these hose clamps off, get this fitting out, take a look at it, and then see if it's even possible for me to line up the rest of it for this to work out. So here we go. Once again, you are in a very comfortable and spacious location here. Yeah, look at this. So nice. Just got to get into it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Hopefully this works, because then we're fixing it with fittings we already have, and they are super strong and capable of being below the water line, which is nice.
the fan that we have back here to try and keep Jeff moderately cool.
Yeah, it's working. I mean, the thing is, this is pumping heat into my face.
Yeah, the freezer.
And I think I might see if it works. I might turn it off because it's just.
Oh my gosh.
Like, who wants to deal with that? No one. We're trying to get this done because if we need some more hose, then we can go get it before stores close, and then I don't have to come back in here. And we also can get sealant for this.
It's Saturday today, so things close early here on the island.
There's a lot of stuff had to come out of this cabinet and make this happen.
Yeah, which we put here, and here, here, and even here. All of that fits in this cupboard. It's crazy. Hallberg Rassies are good for storage.
It's the hose battle. They are on here.
The hose battle.
I can't. Yeah. I'm using all my hose releasing skills here.
You have hose releasing skills?
Not really.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pretending I do.
Wow, look at everything in here though.
Electrical.
Lots of good wiring.
Lots of good wiring.
Nicely done, babe.
Anyway.
Well, look, they have zap straps and they're all kept nicely together.
They're secured, yeah.
Yep.
With extra wire, because you don't always want to do a perfect wiring job, because when you need to move or change something,
exactly,
you need to have extra wire. If you cut everything to show perfect, might not be the best outcome for you.
Pro tip.
We just made it work by pushing this through here.
Okay, update time.
Yeah, so the plan was to put this fitting here like that, bring that one into there, and then bring this one into here, okay? Problem is, this handle will hit this, you see?
Oh.
So that, therefore, with this orientation, that's the only way I could do it. So that plan didn't work. But if we can change the position of this, and we can put sealant, we can put like 4200 on here, and then we can put the body of this where we want to have the orientation of it. So I realized actually I can push this through back like this to give myself more room. Well, let's just pretend that this handle was up here. We'll put it up here so that I could keep that like that, you see? Now I can keep that fitting there, and I can make that with a tube, yeah? You see that? So we'd have a tube at the back there, like, oh, look at that, like that. And then this would be mating to there. I can't really rotate. I would like to rotate this thing slightly this way again, but I think I don't know if it's been put on with sealant here or whatever, but I don't really want to mess with these joints down here at the moment.
Yeah, they're sealed.
Because I'd have to redo it all. Yeah, they've never leaked, so I don't want to deal with that. But we can hold this fitting here with a tool and back this off, take the old sealant off, and then put this back with an orientation we want. I can still put hose clamps on this side if I pull that back. So that would work. And it makes it so that this is doable with a hose now, you know? Whereas before it was not doable. That won't kink it too bad. I can push that back to there actually. I think I could still get hose clamps on there. I have to take this valve off of here, and then we need to put like sealant on here, you know, and go nearly all the way. Yeah. And same thing with this, and put sealant on there. So this handle now would be turning here, which actually I got to make sure it doesn't hit the shelf. Otherwise I could make it so the handle is, nope, not on that side because it will.
So many options.
Yeah, it will turn the wrong way. Anyway, that's where we're at. Let me keep thinking.
All right, all right.
It's off of this one because there's excess, and then I'm going to try and make the turn with it actually. And if I can make that turn, it's comfortable. Then we'll crack this valve, we'll remove the sealant, and we'll put the valve back on with the handle on that side, and we'll use our 3M sealant here and there. And if we do it all right now, we can put it all back.
Ooh. So what do I do? What do I do?
I did an X-Acto blade, which I left down on the table down there outside.
Oh no.
There's only one.
I guess I'm going for a little ladder exercise. Okay, I'll be back.
Good butt workout, you know?
Hey, do I need it?
No.
Good boy.
No. So, and then it's been a nightmare. We realized using a heat gun on the tube to make the tube warm up and be softer.
Yeah.
That our inverter is going when it's running.
Awesome.
It's totally sketchy.
Yep, really
and
happy.
Between that and the non-charging thing with the inverter, I
don't know what we're going to do with that.
I don't trust it anymore. It's brutal. We spent money on it 5 years ago. We bought that thing. It's supposed to be the best of the best.
Yeah, for a lot of it, we haven't even used it. It's just been like sitting on the boat while we were going back and forth.
So now we need to get a new one.
I don't know how that's going to work.
We need an inverter. That's all I know. Running so much stuff around here. Now we're running to run our screens and things like that. We're going to be running that inverter at a lower power level because it doesn't make the noise. But that doesn't tell us anything about whether it's safe to do so. Right? Like,
more research is needed for this topic.
Well, I don't know how much time I'm going to spend on that because I don't really want to spend days and days and days on something that just should be working, you know?
Yeah, definitely frustrating. There's always something. And usually the something is bad.
And expensive.
And expensive. Like, when are we going to get a good news about things like multiple things in a row being like, yeah, that worked, and woohoo, that's perfect, and like, why doesn't that ever happen?
It's very tiring when your
why is it
boat
only
is like
bad?
a disaster everywhere all the time.
Yep.
It's super freaking hot.
Yep.
Like it's just
Just
not
uncomfortable.
enjoyable. Yeah.
Yep.
It's not really the idea.
A quick break to shout out our amazing patrons: Mike C., Wolfgang B., Abe Bateman, William Tubbs, Dennis and Sarah Collins, Colin and Stephanie Ibbett, Alan Sherrill, Kate Fidel, Siobhan and Travis LaMarche, Lindsay and Bruce Fraser, Brad and Jen Ibbett, Stevie Blanc, Sheen Marine, Alan Onderdonk, Lucy and Peter Haggerty, Matthias Thorin, SV Cell Serenity, Raff and Di, Dan Knox, Tim Vandewater, Tom Parsons, and Michael Steffen. We appreciate you all so much. How's it going, honey? You just finished doing some grinding?
Yeah, the rest
of the disc?
I gotta do the rest of the orbital to make sure that it's good, but that's the piece we're gonna
make it nice and smooth. Okay, good job, good job. Let's do a little test fit up here. We got some shaping to do. It's better to be bigger than smaller, that's for sure.
I don't grind anymore.
Wow, look at this Stroop waffle deck core piece that we made. It's pretty good, right? Not bad.
This is what healthy glass sounds like.
Good job to us. We are putting the thing in.
Yeah, a nice new core where our vent's gonna be.
Yeah, and by thing, I meant the core piece where the vent goes. I was just trying to rush and grab my camera so quick.
Yeah, you did good on that.
But it's underneath there. We have a piece of plastic underneath there to protect.
And you have the hard mission now.
I know, I have to clean it all up after it goes. After you give me the word.
Yeah.
So,
I think, well, you're basically good to go now. As soon as you're done filming, hit it.
So Jeff has also put like a support beam on top. He drilled it in so that the piece would lay flush on the deck.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Good job, honey.
Good job, babe.
That's really good. We got something done today.
We were just saying that something that we accomplished together seems like the smallest marginal task.
It is pretty small.
But we did make that puck yesterday, and now it's in place today.
Yeah.
There was sanding and shaping involved, and cleaning and vacuuming. And
We are further ahead today than we were yesterday. So
now I might have made something hard when I drilled that little support and I put a screw. I just roughly put the stick in the middle and I drilled the screw. But
silica.
Yeah, actually, that hole that's holding the screw that's holding the wood right now is not exactly centered. It's like just almost centered. And when I go to put the drill bit later, and I need to drill in the center, I might end up with a situation where my drill bit wants to walk into the hole.
Whoa.
So we'll see. Maybe I get lucky, maybe not. Maybe I have to make a jig or whatever, but
it'll be fine.
I'll get it, but it's just, I hope I didn't make another step for myself.
Nah, it'll be fine. Let's go take a look at what it looks like from the top side, shall we? We did have plans of doing some sanding and stuff. We got hit by a couple of random rainstorms about an hour ago. So that put an end to that. So then we did this, and we held an umbrella over us here because we had a rainstorm as we were wetting everything out at first as well. So that was fun. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Picture perfect afternoon today. It's about 47 degrees Celsius.
Which is about 15 too hot.
Exactly. But it's pretty around here. We're headed over to the grocery store to have our lunch. Just a 2-minute walk, and we're gonna make it to Market Garden. And we discovered recently that they have an amazing hot food buffet that you pay by weight. So we're gonna go try that out. We're enjoying the AC, that's for sure. This place has everything. Let's see how busy it is. Oh, it is busy. Yum.
Plenty.
Well, that was a delicious, delicious buffet lunch at the Market Garden grocery store, basically. My meal came to about $6 US dollars. Jeff's was about $9. You definitely can't beat the price for the variety, the fresh stuff. I can't even remember the last time that I had a fresh strawberry, so that was a big treat. And now we are on our way over to the beach. We're gonna go spend the afternoon at Mary's Boone Beach Bar. We've been there a couple times before. Get an umbrella, get a lounger chair, and get our relaxing on. So from Soggy Dollar Bar, it's about a 15 to 17 minute walk over to Mary's Boone. Unfortunately, over where the Boone is, the bay side of Simpson Bay, There's nowhere to pull the dinghy up or anything. So the best thing is just to park it at $1. There's lots of people there all the time, so I feel safe doing that and then making the walk over. Yes, babe, yes, we're gonna enjoy our afternoon at the beach. Wow, look at this. Oh, the water is so calm right now. Every other time that we've come over here, the water's been a bit rough. And don't know if you can see the yellow umbrellas down there. That's where we're going. Wow, I am so thrilled with this. This is great. Wow. Wow. That's Saba? Okay, so this is Simpson Bay. And it is gorgeous. All along the beach here are different apartments for rent, little boutique resorts. So nice. And we're coming up to a wrecked boat, unfortunately. We really hope that you're enjoying this episode so far. We work hard to make content that's both informative and entertaining. Did you know that depending on your tier level, you can have access to Jeff's brain? We don't claim to know even close to everything, but at this point we have learned a ton and we'd like to share that knowledge with others. Electrical, fiberglassing, water makers, plumbing, tool selection, and general troubleshooting. Manual Man is here to help. Join the crew at Patreon.com/SailingSVJoco. Wow. That sucks. I wonder what happened exactly, you know?
Bathroom, hey, with the yellow, with the...
Yeah. Windlass is still here.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Cayman
Looks
88?
pretty good. Is that the same as us? Cayman
Yeah.
88s.
Yeah.
Nice. Looks like their lifelines were kind of newly done. Wow. Too bad. You can just see the keel buried in the sand. Ah. Do you feel like you're on vacation?
Yeah, whenever we come here I do actually.
Yeah.
That's one reason why it's a good spot.
Yeah. Whenever we can't take the boat work anymore and we're feeling pretty down and like we're not making progress.
hold on.
This is for me.
hold
This is for me. I need a beach day whenever
With
I
the
get to that
record
point.
in reverse, we worked on the boat this morning. We also come here when we have done a good session.
Well, I just want it to be done. I'm done
I mean,
with the
I'd
boat
like to
work
be-
in the
I wanna be
boatyard.
rich.
I'm done.
I'd just like to be rich and floating around too.
Can't get it all. But
We can't have a nicer home unless we put the work in ourselves. That's normal and natural,
yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
right?
These are true things we're saying. So we have now learned this island here is Statia. And this larger island here, if you can even call it larger, is Saba. Not sure what the island is to the right of it. We'll have to look that up. And then down here, right in the middle there, is St. Kitts. And Nevis is a really small island to the left of it, but we can't really see it because they're kind of connected, and St. Kitts kind of covers it from our angle here. So those are the islands that we are looking at for our beach day. Beautiful.
$5 watts per meter.
Jeff really likes these lights from
Lumi Pro.
Lumi Pro from
Pro
the
flat.
Soggy Dollar, home of the $1 beer from 5 to 7 p.m. So pretty. The clouds just look like they're suspended in the air. Little fluffs of marshmallow or something. Hello. Hello. We are currently burning the midnight oil. Well, it's kind of a cruiser's midnight anyway. It's about 8:30 right now, and that's our normal bedtime. But the weather is cool and it's dry so that we can finally put the sanding behind us for all of the areas that we've opened up so far. I don't know, there's always more sanding that Jeff finds that he wants to do. So let's go check it out. We have a flashlight that shows all of the defects on deck. Let's go see. You can hear all of the bugs. And we have Jeff out here with the orbital sander, flashlight, and also the torture board going between the chain plates. This is the most tricky spot because you don't have much leverage. We're getting attacked by mosquitoes, but at least we're not sweating profusely everywhere right now, so that's always a bonus.
It's way nicer.
Yeah, we can actually take our time and see what we're doing. The flashlight works really, really well to see any defects, that's for sure. It looks pretty good, don't you think? For reference, we're using 80 grit sandpaper on that torture board.
It's not a torture board. Torture board's the long one that I have to
Oh, okay, well, mini torture board. Whatever you call it, it's still a lot of work, so I think the name is fitting. We have to vacuum it in order to actually see, but...
I do think we're basically at that point now. This area here...
Also, keep in mind, we're putting non-skid on here, so... A lot of these little things will be not able to be seen. I'll do some vacuuming, and then I think we're gonna call it a night. We're in the home stretch of installing this new deck vent. Right now we're gonna be doing a drill fill drill situation. One thing to note, Jeff had to make new screw holes because the ones that came on this ring here are one like there, and that one, and like that one. And they're super, super close to the edge and wouldn't be able to get a very good bite on them for our purposes. So Jeff just drilled out some extra holes instead, and we're gonna be using new ones that are more evenly on the ring. It's another extremely hot day today. 10:30 in the morning right now, and the temperature is about 38 degrees and climbing, obviously. Actually, let me just check this. It's 35 degrees right now. A balmy 35. So this is what it looks like here. And you can see that if Jeff kept the original holes for the screws, they would have been way too close into our inner ring. This is the inner ring that Jeff drilled it out. Yeah.
So we have room to actually put drill, fill, drill, and everything else. Like it's kind of nuts, really.
Yeah.
And look at this. Our ring, it just looks like it was always here. Jeff drilled out with the hole saw. And it looks pretty good.
Not bad. I tried to line it up with mine as best I could. They always walk
to make it centered, yeah.
Yeah, remember I had the hole from the stick?
Yes.
I was worried about, so that made it very tricky. It did walk into that hole a bit, but I kind of like tried to hold it like a jig and force it to go as best I could. And it worked.
Yeah.
Worked enough anyway.
Yeah, it worked good enough, yep.
Why can't I just do less work?
And you can see our foam core in the center of it. That's a professional job right there, ladies and gentlemen. Professional. Just do a countersink so that we don't mess up the gel coat.
Yeah, see that almost went into the foam, so we're gonna have to be careful with that.
Okay, good. Maybe right now is a good time to do a little impromptu review of our shop vac that we had to buy. So it's the Craftsman. And what are your overall thoughts on it?
It's very light and top heavy, so it falls over.
Yeah, smaller footprint, so it's easier to store
I don't know if
than our last one.
Our issue by not cleaning the bag out enough, or when the bag gets clogged with dust, or not, I don't know if it's always
Fiberglass and dust
quite
or
loaded
whatever.
up with fiberglass dust. It can bypass the bag somehow and go through the top of the cage where it mates the motor, and you'll see it blowing out the back every time you turn it on, which is just ridiculous. So now we can't use this vacuum inside at all, basically.
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out a indoor
vacuum,
vacuum, like a little dust buster or something. We're thinking.
It's not our favorite when something doesn't do double duty.
Yeah, it seems like a waste of having to store something extra, but
I don't even know if this thing will survive the rest of the job. If it wasn't overly if it died after this job, okay. Not
it
ideal,
seems to be like pretty cheaply made, even compared to our last one. The last one we had Armor All, and we got that one from Amazon.
More durable. Just some of the things like the switch. Even I wasn't happy with the last switch, but this one feels even cheaper.
Yeah. And this hose just falls out all the time.
Locks, but,
no, it doesn't lock.
Really,
yeah.
It needed to be something better.
So we got this one from locally here at Ace. It was what, like $60 or something US?
60, 70, yeah,
something like that. But I'm not sure that we would buy it again. I would want to get the Armor All one again before we got that one for a shop vac. Anyway, that's a little review. Ooh, look at this nice shiny thing.
It's hard to know where this thing will line up exactly because you can't really see
Yeah,
where the middle is. But anyway, it'll be
something like that.
nice
Wow.
and like that.
Wow, we've done so much work
Is
up
only
here.
so
Jeez.
good. And then we have our
What
nice
a project.
We have our nice chrome thing here, which
Mm-hmm.
we have to dual fill Joe for as well.
Yeah, and we had all these holes here that are no longer anymore. I'm doing some good stuff.